Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Molesky. This is my YouTube channel. Ladies, guess what? Men are going their own way, and it's a problem. Alright, so some of you have already heard about the MGTOW movement.
Okay, so this is going to be a difficult one. Jennifer here speaks a million miles an hour. So she comes at me pretty rapidly. I'm going to have to cut pretty tight because she's got a lot to say. One thing that irks me about this is men going their own way is a problem. Now, this is a theme that runs through these. I don't think she's a feminist, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But this is a theme that goes through these women's videos, and it's not like men walking away is a problem because it affects the women in that they don't have access to all of the men, right? It's this attitude that somehow women can expect to have the pick of any man they choose anywhere in the world, irrespective of what the men want. Right. So MGTOW is about the individual making the choice to walk away, and it's a problem for women because that's one less man that they could potentially choose. It's like the arrogance of it astounds me.
Men going their own way. And you can think what you want about it, but this is a really big problem for women, for us, for our future, for families, for you to find a partner. If a population of good men are walking away because they're fed up with women. Now, to be clear, it's not women in general. It's the mass of women that are taking over the culture and representing women. They're loud. They're mean. They say they want equality.
So to be clear, Jennifer, MGTOW are walking away from all women in general in the West. Now, some MGTOW are walking away from all women altogether. Mostly it's just women, Western women. Now, this equality thing, forget it. No MGTOW are fooled by that. Okay? We're not interested in listening to the equality myth. So, yeah, they're loud. And they're mean. Well, it's water off a duck's back to MGTOW. We don't care about women being mean. Who gives a rat's ass? They don't affect us.
If modern feminists really want equality, why are they not protesting in the streets for the changing the laws for alimony or child support or child custody? Because they don't want equality. They want superiority.
Okay, so there you are. That's how much Jennifer here is concerned with any of the issues around MGTOW. Not that men are walking away because of the divorce issues around child custody, alimony, and all that. That's part of it, but it's not all of it. I can see the MRA having more to say about that than most MGTOW. But because she's not really, how much has she actually understood about MGTOW when it takes her all that time just to name 3 issues that could possibly have something to do with MGTOW? This is what annoys me about women like Jennifer, okay? She's complaining about feminism. I think that's her angle, is she's anti-modern feminism. But when shit hits the fan, and when she is in a position that she requires the use or to pull the levers of power that the feminists have worked into the judicial system around the world, she will make use of that power without hesitation. Right, so she can, if God forbid she was to get divorced in the future, she would have no problem accessing alimony, child custody and child support, and she'd justify it to herself in whatever way seems appropriate. So this is a woman who's talking to other women, granted, she's not discussing MGTOW or talking to MGTOW, but she would easily take advantage of whatever law was applicable at the time, or any other structure that the feminists have put in place around equality and all the rest of it. The stuff that she rails against, by the looks of it, is stuff that she's going to use at her leisure. It's hypocrisy. I just call it a female nature, because this is everywhere. Like all of these women, I think they're called chameleons, if I'm not mistaken. Or pick-me girls, the feminists call them. They rail against other women about things that this woman thinks she's entitled to the pick of every man, no matter what the man thinks, right? This is it's a problem for women that MGTOW are walking away. And she's like the arrogance of it and the entitlement is just unbelievable to me, that this woman can hold these opinions. It's just it's hard to describe.
And they're not getting it. Men are not only are men going their own way as far as relationships, like you're not going to be able to find a good partner because they're fucking off, but also because women have become such crybabies that a man can't even speak to them, mentor them, help them, coach them, guide them, be in a room alone with them for fear that they will say that there was sexual harassment.
So I've got a bit of an issue with this sort of terminology around this topic. Men do not fear women, right? Men fear women in the same way men fear children, which is not at all. The issue is not that men are not mentoring women or talking to women and all the rest of it out of fear. It's trust, right? It's a trust issue. I, in my position, will not mentor women. I will avoid any sort of contact or verbal contact, anything with women if possible. And it's not through fear. It's a trust issue. All right? I've worked hard for where I am, and I don't want it being taken away by some psycho fucking bitch who's out for money. Right? That's all it is. It's not fear. It's trust. And you can't pick them. Right? Once this Me Too hashtag started and all these these cases against Bill Crosby and Weinstein and all the rest of it, all of these cases that have come about now, whether or not they're legit, I don't know. You know, this Kavanaugh getting his confirmation, was that legit? I don't know. The point is, I've got the option. I can either walk blindly into a courtroom, or I can just say, no, you're all painted with the same brush. You're all tarred with the same brush, and that is, there is no trust. I'm not going to put myself in the position where these allegations can be made against me. And it's because once the allegation is made, it doesn't matter what the outcome of any trial is, if it even gets to trial. Right? It's about due process under the law, and it's been stripped from men in the West. Now, make of that what you will. MGTOW is the answer to it. We just have nothing to do with you. Nothing.
Women have become so sensitive, and that's what it is. It's a superiority thing. I have a theory. Have you ever met a woman who bitches about being catcalled? Okay, so there was an article in this newspaper called The Independent here, and it's very left wing. And there was an article, oh my God, about a woman who she lived downtown, and she was complaining that she couldn't, on a daily basis, she couldn't leave her house because men were catcalling her, saying rude things to her. She claimed that one guy followed her and said something about like wanting to fuck her, and then she was like, "Leave me alone." So he threw a pop at her. Bullshit. I have been out in this town for 16 years. I have never had anything thrown at me. I've only been treated respectfully. But I will say this. I have a very playful nature, and I'm really secure in who I am. Okay? So there's been times at like construction sites where I've like walked by. I remember I was at the bank, and I got out of my car to go into the bank, and there was somebody on a scaffold, and he said something like, "Hey girl," or "Look good," or something. And it didn't bother. I wasn't offended. I didn't see it as harassment. I didn't fear for my safety. I didn't think it was out of line. I didn't think it was rude. I didn't feel victimized. I was like, "Hey, thanks." And then they all like waved. And then they got back to doing whatever it was that they're doing. But there are women out there. Okay, so this is my theory. I'm going to get back to it. I think that there's women out there who don't feel actually good about themselves. They don't feel attractive. They don't feel strong. They don't feel secure in their body. So they're fishing for compliments or / they want people to think that they're better than they are. Here's what I mean. The women, and I asked you originally, have you ever met a woman who has said, "Oh my God, on the way to work today, this guy was like, 'Hey, how's your day? I like your dress.'" And I'm like, "God," and they complain like this. I think they're telling people that so they can prove to you that they're pretty, or their dress is nice, or they're so beautiful and they're so wonderful. You don't even know how hard it is to be out in the world. But it's not hard. It's not hard.
Yeah, well, thanks for that one, Jennifer. I don't really know what to say. That was, I guess I'm in the MGTOW who cares mode at the moment with this women stuff. Who knows women like that? Everyone knows a woman like that. They're everywhere. Just pick me, look at me. I need attention. And I'll make it up if needs be. So yeah, they're everywhere.
Okay, I don't want to go off on that too much, but there's women like that. And because there are so many women like that who don't understand their value, possibly because they have little value, they haven't cultivated anything genuine in their intellect, in their heart, in their demeanor, in their appearance. They haven't cultivated anything, so they feel low, so they want to be higher than men. And men are smelling that. It smells bad.
There's a real insight there into female nature. Okay, she hasn't cultivated anything worthwhile within herself. Okay, so intellect, heart, blah, 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 blah. And men are sniffing that. Okay, just pull that one apart a little bit. What about cultivating something outside yourself? How about actually making a contribution to the society you live in? How's that? how does that grab you? Like for men, creating something, building something outside of themselves is a way of validating, of self-validation. Like most of my mates have got something that they're doing outside of themselves, like building cars or restoring old cars or whatever, or the stuff that men do every day. That's why we've got our sheds. It's like we do stuff, right? But the women know it's all about themselves, right? And then this idea that men are sniffing it. We don't sniff. Okay, we see it, right? It's women who their primary sense is smell. It's not men. Men are visual. So some real insights there into female, the way women operate.
Smells bad. So now men are saying, I'm not going to mentor a woman. I'm a fine dining server as my job because no one gives me donations. But hey, that's okay. Here on YouTube, I might get there. But anyway, I love waiting tables. And I was waiting on like a 10 top. That means 10 people. And they were older and they were wealthy and they were white. So they were like the devil. They weren't the devil. They were awesome. But he was saying, he being an owner of a big company, was saying to his friends at our annual Christmas party that he hosts and pays for, he's like, I'll go, but I only shake hands and I don't hug women anymore. And he said a lot of his female employees would be like, hey, Bob, let's say his name's Bob. Hey, Bob, and try to give him a hug. He's like, no. Like, oh, like, what the hell? And he's like, no, but it's good to see you. So men are even afraid to hug. Maybe as they should be. I was talking to another old white guy at the restaurant that I work at, and he said that there was a girl who knocked on his door like a while ago and said, "Sir, can I please use your bathroom?" And he said, no. Of course he said no. To have a girl in the house of a old white man, you are looking to be absolutely accused of something. So what this modern feminism is doing is causing men to say, I'm out. No, you can't use my bathroom. No, I don't want to mentor you. No, I don't want to hug you. No, I don't want to be in a room alone with you, even if it's for what's it called? An assessment. So now they have to have more people in or video cameras. So it's all for the safety of women. But I thought women were so powerful. So we're doing all these things to help women feel safe, even though they're so powerful and they're equal to men.
Yeah, okay, I'll let her ramble on a fair bit there. Now the issue I've got with this Bob, he's refusing a hug from a woman, that can cause offence. Right, if you get the wrong nutcase, just saying, no thank you, I don't want a hug from you, can cause offence. And they get, rejected, and they've got to get some sort of retribution out of it, and you're fucked. So, there's just having nothing to do with them is the best option. And what was the other guy letting the girl in to use the bathroom? Yeah, well, she's knocking on the door, right? So who's standing around outside there? And as soon as the old fella opens the door, some bandit crashes in and he's getting robbed. It's not just about not letting the woman in to use your bathroom, which was a good move, but who knows what could have happened. An old man on his own in his own home, anything can happen regarding what some people will get up to today. So, as far as Bob goes, I think he made the right move.
What did I start talking about this? Women, this is a problem. So what's the solution? Well, ditch modern feminism. If you're so strong, act like it. Be on the side of men. Stand up to bully women. Don't be a bully woman yourself. You know what else I would say, maybe as advice, is befriend people who are against feminism.
Well, Jennifer, that's courageous, and that's really going to make a difference. Stand up to bully women. Big fucking deal. I've done that myself. I've got a little story about that one. No, okay, none of that's going to help. Us MGTOW, we're off out of here. We're going our own way. We don't need you women to stand up for us or anything else. The trust is gone. Okay, we're not interested. It's finished. It's over. You've got what's left. The ones that haven't gone MGTOW yet. So you better make your move fast, love, because you're not getting any younger. Okay? But yeah, no, your idea about standing up for men and then surrounding yourself with like-minded people. Revolutionary idea. Revolutionary stuff, Jennifer.
I know, it's bold and scary and fuck those people, but I think you could learn a lot from The View because you are in a bubble right now, thinking that you're oppressed and you are oppressing. You're making people, you're causing, I hate making because it's a choice. You're having people choose, no. You are leaving you alone as the better option than engaging with you in any way. And that's absolutely fucking over society and family and values. And do you know how good it is to be in a nurturing relationship? It's fantastic. But you're not going to get that by being a part of a culture that is a protected class, not an equal class. You want protection. You don't want equality. You want to be better. It's demonic. It's demonic. Now, after you hate me, you should subscribe to my channel because it's fun to hate me. A lot of people do. So join, and maybe I can change your mind, even a couple percentage points to be like, oh, well, maybe she's right about this one thing. Okay, that's it. Share this video or something, or hate me or dislike it, whatever. I don't care.